Welcome to Movies Redux. Today we are going to explain a romantic drama, Killing Me Softly, that is about a woman faces deadly consequences for abandoning her loving relationship with her boyfriend to pursue exciting, crazy out-of-the-box scenarios with a mysterious celebrity mountaineer. Trust me, you don't want to miss this one. The movie starts with some mountaineers hiking in the Himalayas covered with snow. Suddenly there's an accident and most of them are killed. Only measure the height of a mountain once you have reached the top. Then you will see how low it was. In the next scene we see Alice, who is a very beautiful young girl who lives in London with her boyfriend, Jake. They wake up in the morning and get ready for their work. Jake sees her off at the metro station and she moves to her office. While crossing the road, she sees Adam, who is also standing on the road to cross it. As soon as she sees him, she starts to feel affection for him. When Alice is in the office, she is still thinking about him and can't concentrate on her work. She can't get him out of her mind. Later, she goes for lunch and sees him at a bookstore. She starts to look at him secretly through a glass door. He also sees her and comes straight to her. She smiles at him nervously. He hires a taxi and offers her to share it with him. She accepts his offer and sits in it without any hesitation. They sit in the cab but don't talk much. He takes her to his home where they get intimate with each other. At night, she gets intimate with Jake and feels a little guilty about her as she's already in a relationship with Jake. She decides not to see Adam again but cannot restrain herself from thinking about him despite trying hard. She keeps thinking about him all the time. The next day, she finds a book written about Adam in a bookstore and is surprised to see it. She learns that he was among the mountaineers who had faced an accident while climbing in the Himalayas. He saved the lives of 6 mountaineers with him. She is impressed with his bravery and goes to see him again. He is pleased to see her again and they get intimate again. Later, he tells her the details of the accident and her girlfriend, Francois, who lost her life in this accident 2 years ago. Alice feels sorry for him and decides to live with him. She returns home and tells Jake she wants to break up with him. He's shocked to know it and gets angry with her, but she's not convinced. She takes her purse and reaches Adam's home, where she sees a girl, Deborah. At first, she thinks Deborah is Adam's girlfriend, but she soon learns that she is his sister. A sister is both your mirror and your opposite. Deborah and Adam climb together a lot. Deborah tells her Adam lives at her home and is a brave guy. Later, they enjoy drinks together. Then Deborah gives her Adam's current address, and she leaves to see him there. She reaches there and rings the bell, but no one opens the door. She gets dejected and sits on a bench outside his home. She has been waiting for a long time, and snow has started too. Late at night, Adam reaches home and is surprised to see her there. They kiss each other and get intimate again. The following morning, Adam introduces her to Joanna Noble, who is a journalist from The Guardian, and comes to interview him. By the way, a journalist never admits that nothing much is happening. Later, she leaves for work, and he asks her to see him after work. She reaches the office and starts her work. After work, she goes to the Castle Climbing Center to see him, where Deborah greets her warmly. She gives her climbing equipment to make her learn it. Adam comes to her and tells her he will train her. Adam introduces her to Klaus, who wrote the book on Ad-Am. He welcomes her to the climbing center and feels pleased to see her. She starts to practice climbing with others. Later, she sees her friend Sylvie in a bar and asks about Jake. She tells her he has not been happy since she left her. She asks Alice to reunite with Jake as he loves her, but she doesn't agree. When they are on the way to their home, a man rushes toward Elise and attacks her with a knife, getting her injured. He snatches her phone and runs away. Adam runs after him and catches him near a telephony booth. He beats him up and recovers her cell phone. Soon the police arrived to arrest the thief. Alice and Adam hug each other, and she asks him to get married as quickly as possible. He agrees and they passionately kiss each other. The following day, she receives an anonymous letter when they are leaving for the church to get married. She shows the letter to Adam, who tears it, saying her someone wants to get her scared. They reach the church and get married. I must advise you to keep your eyes wide open before marriage, half shut afterwards. Later, they move around and enjoy themselves. Then he opens his bag and asks her to put on climbing equipment. She undresses herself, and he captures her photo and hugs her. He then dresses her up and takes out a pistol from his bag. He fires a shot in the air and puts it in a box. They start to go hiking on a mountain, but she gets tired soon and sits on a trunk. He asks her to be brave, and she follows him for hours. She reaches a small hut where he is already present. They get intimate passionately the whole night in an unusual manner. The following day, she receives another anonymous letter when she reaches home after buying flowers for Adam. She calls Jake as she feels he is sending these letters to her to get her scared, but her friend Sylvie receives the call as she is now living with Jake, who overhears their conversation. At night, Alice and Adam attend an event where people greet him warmly. She is surprised and pleased to see a huge fan following of Adam. She feels alienated from the party as no one is familiar to her. She sees Deborah there and tells her she feels a headache. Deborah massages her shoulders to soothe her pain. Then she puts a necklace around her neck, and she is amazed to see such a beautiful necklace. Then they return to the guests, where everyone warmly welcomes Alice, who feels pleased to have such a warm reception. The following day, when she is at her office, Joanna calls her and tells her about a weird note she wants to share with her. Alice asks her to send it by fax and hangs up the phone. She receives the note that is sent by some anonymous girl who accuses Adam of assaulting her. Catch my drift. She gets enraged and throws the phone off the table. She leaves the office and goes to a doctor to tell him about the anonymous letters and notes. Later, she goes to Michelle, who accuses Adam of assaulting her. The girl narrates the whole event, how he did the deed years ago when they were at a party. Then, she tells her they can make some money using this accusation, but Alice doesn't like it. Then, she sees Joanna, who gets angry with her as she met the girl without her permission. At night, when she was taking a bath in a bathtub, she notices a cupboard that is locked. She finds its key and opens it. Some letters fall out of it, and she picks them up from the ground. She finds a letter sent by Adele Blanchard among them and opens it. She reads it but can't fully understand its content. Suddenly, Adam enters the house and she puts everything in the cupboard. The following morning, Adam asks her about her visit to the doctor, as he doubts her because of her suspicious and nervous expressions. Then he asks about the necklace, and she tells her Deborah gave it to her. She tells him about her meeting with Michelle, who claims that Adam assaulted her at a party. He tells her he has never done this craziness to anyone in his life. He tells her he has known Michelle since his childhood, and she wants to exploit him to wangle some money. Just then, Klaus reaches there to pick him up. When they leave, she goes to the cupboard again, but doesn't find its keys. Then she feels someone is at the door and goes to open it. She opens the door and finds a parcel there. She opens it and finds an anonymous letter with a blued, stained piece of cloth. She calls the directory inquiries and asks them to locate Adele Blanchard's address. She rushes to the given address and sees her mother, who tells her she has been missing for 8 months. His mother shows her Adele's photo album and tells her she was very happy with her husband. In the album, Alice sees a photo in which Adam and Deborah are also present. Her mother tells her Adele and Adam climbed the whole world together. Then, Alice finds another photo where Adele is posing at the same place where Adam took Alice to and captured her photo. Her mother tells her Adam is also supposed to come at 5 p.m. Listening to this, she takes Adele's photo with her and leaves immediately. She dumps the letter in a dustbin and returns home, where she finds Adam has not been reached yet. When she is in the kitchen, she gets frightened to find Adam behind her. He moves towards her with a strange expression on his face. He tries to kiss her, but she avoids him. Then he puts her on a table and ties her hands and legs. She resists and asks him not to do it, but he doesn't listen to her. He gets angry with her because of her suspicious and curious attitude towards him. She tells him she has found Adele's letter. He goes upstairs and throws all her letters at her in anger. He tells her he has nothing to hide. She requests him to untie her, but he doesn't free her. She tells her she wants to know about his past and the stories related to his life. He starts to cry and kisses her foot. He tells her he loves her so much and unties her. Later, she runs away from his home while he tries to follow her. He keeps running after her but can't find her anywhere. She goes to the police and tells them the whole story, but they tell her they can't do anything against him without solid proof. Then she shows her Adam, who is in another report about her missing, telling them he loves her so much. He has also brought a pair of shoes for her because she left home barefooted. She is moved to see his concern and love for her. However, she goes to Deborah to find out the real truth. She learns that Deborah killed his ex-lover. It turns out that Deborah had a relationship with Adam in the past, which is what made her protective. She tries to meet the same fate as Alice, but Adam comes out of the cold, dangerous night to save her. After being hit and falling, Deborah attempts to kill him, but Alice stops her in time and kills Deborah with a flare gun. Adam tells Alice that he and his sister were together when they were kids. He also says that he thought everything would be okay if Alice just trusted him. Adam is supposedly taken away by the police the next morning, leaving no hints that they might end up together. After 2 years, Alice and Adam see each other again, this time on opposite sides of an escalator. She is going down and he is riding up. As they walk by, they both look at each other but don't say anything. At the top, Adam stops and looks back at Alice. Then he walks away. At the end of the movie, Alice's voiceover remembers what happened and muses about what might have happened if she hadn't met Adam that morning. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more recaps. Your support means the world to me. Feel free to drop any comments or suggestions below. Until next time, take care and stay awesome.